All right. So there we go. Doing a little live streaming, Kim. All right, everybody. Hopefully you can hear me nice and loud and clear. I am doing a little test on everything. I've got this pop-out chat that I'm going to move over here. Move down here like this. So I can actually see it. Otherwise, it's really hard to see. But I've been working pretty much nonstop in the studio today trying to get some audio issues ironed out. And what I'm finding is that my computer is having a hard time handling my audio along with all of the cameras that I have going. So right now I've got this camera right here, which is it's a cell phone camera, which is hooked up to the Wi-Fi. And then I've got this camera here. This is my this is another cell phone, but this is connected via USB. And this is my setup back here. Got my computer right here. Got another monitor right here. I've got my mixing board right here. And then my audio interfaces and everything up there. I'm actually going through the third unit there in the rack. So it'd be that one right there. And then I've got this camera, which is out on the floor of the studio, which I can kind of pan it around a little bit so that you can see everything that I see here in the studio. So there is a pole, a massive pole there. And this is the monitor that I use for this monitor up here above the flashing lights that you see. There's a monitor up there. That's the monitor I use during a band live stream. That's how they see the live chat. And then I just got some lights. I've got some seating over here. There's my lovely wife relaxing in a chair. And as you can see, that's one of my cameras that are set up and one on the other side over there. Okay. And then I have this tapestry. This is background with the tapestry, which is really cool. Got a couple of my guitars, some amplifiers back there. But I am really focused on trying to get the best sound, best audio possible. I can zoom in just a little bit. Maybe. Yep. There we go. One more. And then I can pan it over just a little. Good. There we go. And then got this camera, which is that camera that you saw on the other side of the room. And basically I'll pan that around for you so that you could see everything with it. Not really sure. The bit rate that I'm streaming at is really high, so hopefully it's not affecting anything. Maybe I can lower it a little bit. Let's see. What is the recommended bit rate that YouTube recommends? 6,800. Oh. 6,800. So I'm going to do that. But I think last time I did that, the bit rate on streaming was too low. I use 6800. Oh, I'm trying to set that up right now. Apply. We'll see if that adjusts at all. Might be too low now, but I guess we'll find out, won't we? So that's camera 2. And I can kind of pan camera 2 around so you can see what it sees. So that's from the other side. That was the camera on the other side. And then I could do it the other way. And there's another angle of the monitor. I've got some lights up there for the studio. And then you'll be able to see my head sticking up a little bit over here. There's my desk back there. So that's why I operate from. Then I'm going to move it back this way. Because I can. And there we go. That's good. And then my last camera is the drum set camera, which is right here. And I have that zoomed in pretty good, so I'm going to zoom it out a little bit. Oh, shit. That was camera 2. Anyways, I'm already zoomed all the way out on my drum camera. So that's 1. Oh, I think, no, it's 3. Yeah, I just screwed up all my cameras. But this is 3. And I have a little light. If you see that black box there, that is right there. That is a light that shines down on the drummer during a live stream so that you can see the drummer too, rather than just the people in the front. Because if I don't have that there, all you see is the people in the front because the drummer's kind of in the shadows and in the background. But this is the live stream space. Basically, this is it. You know, I've got a snake down at the bottom here that I told you about before, and I can actually probably zoom in on it a little more so that you can actually see the snake better. But there's the snake. It's got 16 channels. It's got 12 that are inputs and 4 that are outputs that are for monitor purposes. And then, yeah. So that's pretty much the studio. I don't know. Hopefully this audio sounds good during this live stream. I'm just sitting at my desk here. Sitting at my desk, doing this live stream, and something to do on a Saturday night. After playing with all these cameras and everything, pretty much all day, I did that. But I don't know. I think it's worth it that when you try and do all these experiments and you really get used to working with your equipment, and it's something you have to do every day in order to learn it. Pretty much, I found that because if I don't do it, I tend to forget about things, and the only way to remedy that is by doing it every day. And so that's what I've been trying to do. I do these live streams because I can go back and look at it. I can go back and look at the live stream and see what I didn't like. Was the camera quality good? Was everything the lighting good and all that good stuff. But it's a process, I tell you that. That's for sure. That's why, I have these bands come over and do the 4 hours before the live stream for setup, because there is so much that goes into it, so many problems that can arise. There's things that sometimes you don't expect when someone has a piece of equipment that you've never used before and you don't quite know how to integrate it into the live stream. It's always a good idea to prepare for all of that stuff ahead of time, but sometimes you can't. So, uh, but that's part of this whole process of the studio is getting all the equipment set up, figuring out what's the best settings for each live stream, the lighting for everything, and then working it all out, making sure it's running properly. Um, 'Cause sometimes you get some lag in the stream, and you don't want that. You don't want lag. You want good quality feed. And I think I did a good job of dialing it in today. I dialed it all in before I went on today. So if there's anything awry with this, um, let me know. If my mouth is out of sync with the microphone, or the vocal or whatever. That's a good idea to know that stuff. That way you can adjust and make sure it's right eventually. I'm not saying that you can correct it on the fly during a live stream, because I've tried that before and it didn't work out. So then I had to go back and edit it, um, and sync up the audio with the video. And I did that with the first Halo Moon live stream that we did as a band. We did a band concert, and we had to sync up all that audio. And it was just disappointing. You want your live streams to go well, and when it doesn't, it's very frustrating. Subsist and Black Sunrise, both of those turned out pretty good. Everything was synced up. There was a little bit of a lag on Subsist when I would change cameras, and the same thing with Black Sunrise. But I think that's because I was using the fade in and fade out, and whenever you fade in and fade out, I don't know, for some reason when you're live streaming it tends to not keep in sync with the audio until it's fully in focused after the fade. But yeah, it's always a learning process. Nothing's perfect. And like I said, I'm only using a PC that I bought myself because I thought that would be good enough to do all of this stuff. And if I had a higher end PC with a lot more memory, a lot more RAM, faster processing speeds, then a lot of this, I probably wouldn't have as many issues as I have right now. But um, you work with the equipment that you have and do the best that you can. And I'm going to go back to this front camera. There we go. But yeah, you do the best you can with what you got, and that's all you can do. So I've been trying. It's over a year now that I've been doing the live streaming. I did, like I said, I did my first live stream. It was back in November of last year with Halo Moon. I believe it was November. Yeah, and that was an adventure. I'm using this other soundboard, which I'll go back to that other camera. You can see the soundboard kind of in the way, but this soundboard right here, I refurbished it. It's a Tangent board, and it is a really good sounding board. I'm actually, my vocals are going through it right now, and it's really good. And if you can see in the front here, these numbers here, these weren't here. My wife actually did this for me. She has a Cricut machine, and she's got some vinyl, and she matched up the vinyl color with the Tangent board colors, and she marked the channels for me so that it's easier for me to find them when I go to adjust something. And then, like I said, I've got my audio interfaces and everything up there. I'm actually going through the third one there, which is the UMC. It's an 8-channel audio interface, and hopefully it's sounding really good. I appreciate you guys tuning into the live stream. And then I've got, my cameras out here. So I got 3 different camera angles out in the main studio area. And I don't know. It's a work, it's what I do. I have fun setting all up the equipment and everything like that. But sometimes it does get frustrating when things aren't going right. But it's going pretty good so far today. So, I mean, I did have some frustrating moments. I was rewiring and running different cables, trying to get a good configuration so that I could do this little live stream here to test everything out, which I'll go back and check it later after I get done. And I'm just hoping it's sounding good, My solo cup with some Diet Coke. Good stuff. But if you want, maybe I can put some music on. If you'd like. I don't know. Maybe you would, maybe you wouldn't. But I really like this camera angle because you could see my setup better, and you can see the behind the scenes of what I do. I've got some lighting right here in front of me. I don't know. I'll bring it over here so you can see the lighting. That's the little light that I'm using to help illuminate my face. Otherwise, let me turn it off and you'll whoa. I've got it on the cord now. You will see that the lighting makes a difference. It definitely makes a difference in doing these. So I'll turn it off and then you can see the difference. So that's without the light and that's with the light. So it definitely helps to have good lighting whenever you do a live stream. And I hope that was helpful to see the difference in that if you've ever thought about doing a live stream, because it is very important that you get some good lighting. And it's very important that you also get good sound, because if you don't have good sound, everything else is for naught. That's for sure. So I've got this little light here. This is a USB light, and I'm going to bring it down a little bit because it's kind of reflecting into the camera. But I had it up because with this front-facing camera, that was my light for the front-facing camera. But that's, part of doing these things is you really figure out how to do stuff. I mean, I didn't know anything about lighting when I first started out doing these. As you can see, some of my older live streams are just like the lighting is horrible, and that's just because I was learning, And if you ever try this, don't get discouraged. Trial and error. That's the only way you learn. I set out a lot of these. Like, let me go back to this camera here. So, like I said, I adjusted that little light here on the side, and then watch when I bring it up a little bit. See, it kind of makes my face a little bit. There we go. You can see my face a little bit better. Not that you want to see my face, but. And then I also, with my cell phone here, I will show you. I have this app. And this app right here allows me to control the lights in the drum area. So let me switch to that camera and I will do some of the settings, the different settings that you can do Um, so there's the drums. So I can actually make it do like make it do like different pulsings, like rainbow pulsing or whatever. And it changes the light. And that's red, and this is rainbow, and I can change the speed of the pulse. So if I raise it up, it'll cycle through the different colors faster. But I can raise it up even higher so it goes faster. So it's changing the colors in the live room. And then I can just go back to adjust. Then it goes back to, I can go back to here or here. And it's back to the setting that I originally had it on. But yeah. So, that's cool. That I can adjust the lighting however I see fit when I'm doing basically a band live stream. Let's adjust this correctly. There we go. But yeah, it's not rocket science, but sometimes it feels like it. So I've been doing this now for I don't know how many years. 1 year, a little over a year now. Been doing the live streaming, and I have a lot of fun doing it. It's just a lot of work and a lot of trial and error. I'll tell you that's for sure. But anyways, I just want to get on here and test everything out. I want to thank people who tuned in just now for watching a little bit. And I'm going to get off of here now, and I'm going to have a look-see and make sure everything was working good, sounded good. And yeah, have a good